For the loved ones of Americans held in Gaza, while there is relief with the prospect of a truce, there are still so many questions. Joining us now is Ruby Chen, the father of one of the 7 American hostages in Gaza. Mr. Chen, thank you so much for joining us. Your son Itay was a 19-year-old American member of the IDF serving on the border of Gaza on October 7th. Of course, he was tragically killed that day. Give us a sense of who your son was.
Fun-loving kid. He was the middle child of 2 other siblings. Connector of the family, loved sports, avid basketball player. I am a New Yorker, proud New Yorker, proud New York Knicks fan. For the love of God, I do not know how, but he became a Celtics fan. You know, we typical, families of sports fans and just wanting to enjoy life. And here in Israel, it's mandatory to do the IDF. He could have gone to college, but he went into the army to protect values that, we all believe in. And they were surprised on October 7th, where there was a ceasefire, and he did what he could. But we got the tragic news somewhere in March. We still are not positive that that indeed is what happened, since Hamas did not give any indication. So we still have some hope that maybe things will come out differently.
As you said, it wasn't until March, several months later, that you found out that your son allegedly was among those who died. How did you find out that information?
It came from intelligence. Again, it's secondhand information, so it's difficult to kind of process, and you do not get to the gate of being able to move on to the next chapter because this part of the process is not complete, and that's why we are still having some hope and wanting to get to the phase that we want to know what happened to him. And until then, anything that is the most way to define him is the fact that he is a hostage and he is a U.S. citizen.
How will you celebrate your son's life once he has returned home?
We haven't been able to get to that point. We've been so consumed with being able to become reunited with him. And we've traveled, for example, last week we were in Doha, in Qatar, talking directly with the negotiators because we felt as the negotiators need to hear from the families directly and what we're looking for, which is a deal that not only has a framework for how the first dozen hostages come out, but actually how the last hostage comes out. And when we get to that stage, Linsey, we'll just try to process it and figure out what to do. It's uncharted waters.
If and when a ceasefire deal is met, what would you like to see happen next?
We, of course, would like to see all the hostages come out, with, of course, the fact that there are 7 U.S. citizens, and making sure that the United States, for all its efforts, negotiating and providing guarantees and doing so much, would be able to prioritize its citizens in coming out. And for us as a family, it's just finding a way to find the energy, to find the path to move forward as a family and kind of cope with this situation we're in.
An analogy we all can relate to. Ruby Chen, father of one of the 7 American hostages in Gaza. We thank you so much for joining us. Really appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you for having me, Linsey. Hoping for better days ahead.